I love him to pieces, but I gave him back his money for buying lunch
Oh, okay. Well, there you
and to
go.
finish
See.
paying for a order I put in from him.
Uh,
Hmm.
that's freaking hysterical. I love it. I love it to pieces.
Oh,
So, welcome to the Lady Outlaws. Mm, We have the wonderful, the beautiful Abraxas's mom. We have Lunatic Mom, whose birthday is tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you.
And then we have myself, aka Froggy, this week. We're trying to get more of the Outlaws back up here, but
Not everyone wants to be part of it, I guess.
true. So, last week we got on a really good subject, customer
Mhm.
service.
Yes.
We were talking about the pros and the cons of customer service with customer service. How do you think that customer service affects businesses?
if they get a bad word of by mouth, they're going to lose business. Plain and simple if they don't treat their customers right.
Yes, definitely.
Now, I've
Uh,
had some people go to um they went to like one-star restaurants and stuff like that. And one of the main things that was brought up was how they like the customer service was amazing, but they were constantly closed. And they went in and found out that the reason they were constantly closed was because of the simple fact that their mom and dad was, really old and in treatment and all this other stuff. So they would close down if they hadn't seen a customer in like 2 hours. They closed down and go take care of their parents.
right.
That's
And
understandable.
so many people left a 1-star review.
Which is automatically people sometimes they jump to judgment. And I don't like when people judging stuff because I like even always when I tell my husband, like when we go somewhere, he's like, oh, look at it. How many stars do they have? I'm like, I don't care about their stars. Because number one, yes, you have to be an individual to look at it how everything is. And if you want to leave a review, be honest about it, not to just go and boost the business up because of the what you're doing. So I always tell myself, I don't care. We can go to the one that is only 1 or 2 stars and everything else, and you're gonna have the best time ever and best food or anything, and they still gonna want you to come back. And I don't mind going back there, even though it says, oh, 2-star review or 1-star review, because it's all depends how they treat you, not how others see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now, with the modern day society of Karens, we have them leaving a lot of 1-star reviews because, let's face it, they didn't get their way. So
mhm,
they're going to leave a 1-star review. Well, I didn't get what I wanted, so why should I give you good props?
right,
At that
but
point,
Well, we went into Wendy's yesterday, I think it was. And this lady had opened up her burger. What they did was got the wrong meat on it. It was one for a junior
right.
okay,
instead of the full one. And here she is shoving this burger in everybody's face around there. And she told them, she said, I don't want this damn burger. I want my damn $10 back. And I don't think the damn burger cost $10.
No,
right,
it did.
no,
The whole meal might have costed $10.
yeah, like the meal probably, but that's why I said, like I've had so many experiences in the fast food restaurant, and you have to take it in accountable how fast things are going in those fast food restaurants, right? And
Exactly.
there is so many orders, and if you don't have enough staff and everybody's trying to make it and everything else, yeah, mistake can be made. many times when I would got home, half of the food wasn't in a bag, or this was missing, or this wasn't done, or this, or somebody else's food was given and ours was given away because by mistake.
Right.
Right.
But again, I'm not going to go and bitch at it because I do understand that if they are understaffed and if they don't have nobody to work or even train them properly, how are they going to do the job? And then these so called managers these days, they are 15, 16-year-old kids that they, oh, I'm the manager. You don't know how to wipe your ass and you're going to manage shit.
Right. Well,
So it's
and
just
that's the thing. Like, a
aggravating.
lot of times, literally, if you were to call their 1-800 number or whatever and be like,
Hmm.
look, I was just in, this happened, I didn't get my right food, they make it up to you.
Right.
But
Yeah, for sure.
if you're, let's say you're at a sit down restaurant and you're eating away, and within like the first 10 bites, it, you really don't like the food, you should say, hey, I don't like it. Something's off. It's, you know,
But you
whatever.
shouldn't be keep on eating it that you're almost done with
Exactly.
the food and then say that it was bad.
One or two bites in,
Yeah,
be
and
like,
you automatically knows.
there was one time that, like, I was eating a burger and from McDonald's and the inside was raw.
Hmm.
I got 3 bites in. I'm talking to my daughter, so I'm not paying attention. But apparently, my daughter was, and she's like, Mom, put that down. And she brought it back to her ex
Right,
boyfriend at that time, ex fiance at that time, and was like, "You need to make my mom a new burger. This is raw. Turn that grill up. You need to get it set properly. How many of these have you sent out tonight that were not done properly?"
Yeah, and if somebody gets sick from food poisoning, it's McDonald's fault and they got a heck of a
Exactly.
bill or
Exactly.
lawsuit.
Well, my daughter was a manager at that point in time too. Her and her ex fiance were managers on different shifts. And she felt horrible because even Jordan's food was half cooked.
right.
At that point in
Wow.
time, she later, my daughter pulled the full Karen, 100%.
Yeah.
She
No,
took the
sometimes,
burger and threw it at the cook and said, "If my brother gets sick, I'm beating your ass."
yeah. No, that's why, like sometimes, but I always look at it this way that when you being hired, and especially these young people that they trying to be in this world and everything else, to me the job is up to those manager who's responsible to train them properly, show them properly and everything else, so then situations like that don't happen. Because then what, now this kid has a bad self-esteem because, oh, I got yelled at because I did something wrong, but I wasn't, that's how I was told.
Right.
So now they blaming themselves. I'm wrong, I'm bad, this and that.
Well,
No, 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 the one that hired you, the one that was training you is wrong.
exactly. And that's why the first time when she noticed that it was mine, she just went up to Mason and our whole order got recooked.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, because however they showed him and told him, because like they have so many minutes that they can cook
Yep.
that thing. And if there was a lot of people and everything else, so they tell them, okay, if it's too busy, then just take it out, take it out, take it out. So if you try telling these people wrong thing and you treating them that way, and then they get the brunt of it, then your ass shouldn't be managing that shit.
Well, exactly.
Yep.
She yelled at Mason, and then she did yell at the cook, but she understood that it was, but it wasn't the cook's fault. So here's the thing: the guy had been working there longer than both Mason and my daughter put together.
Hmm.
He knew how to run that grill. He specialized in it, but he got told to turn the grill down.
Right. So there you
So
go. So
instead of
then there
just
is a
leaving
mistake
it, exactly. So just instead of leaving it at the temp that
that
she
it's
was
supposed to
that it
be.
was supposed to be,
Yeah.
it ended up causing a havoc in the store because I
Yeah.
wasn't the only family that received half
Because
cooked
yeah,
food. Everybody else did, and they were all blaming the cook. And my daughter's like, "No, it's not her fault or his fault. It was
yeah,
the person that told them to
to get it, yeah.
to get
Because
it
they're
to the
trying to
temp."
save other things or whatever. They're
Right.
trying to cut corners. And then somebody else gets blamed for the actions. And I'm like, how do you people sleep at night?
So again, I a lot of times I don't blame the cooks or anything along those lines, and I don't even like taking my food back in. It's like, fuck it,
Yeah.
it's half cooked. I've ate half cooked hamburgers before. I've ate half cooked steaks before. It is
Yeah.
what it is. You fucking eat it, you go on with life.
Yeah.
And
But
my
that's
daughter's
why,
like, "No, mom, that's how you get sick." I'm like, "Well, I haven't gotten sick yet, have I?"
no, sometimes, yeah, you can get sick, but because the meat should be cooked in a certain temperature, so then the salmonella and all that is not going to happen. But again, it's like I always look at it this way, like the restaurant or anywhere else, any businesses are only successful how they being trained to do their job.
Exactly. So if you want better staff, you need to have better managements to training.
Right.
I see so many people where they go in for training, they're like, "Oh yeah, I got training today," and then within 3 days, they're literally running the grill by themselves.
Hmm. Well,
If
that's what
they're
happened
fast
to me.
learner, let them run the grill by themselves. If
Yeah.
not,
If they have a question or they don't know what to do and ask, don't yell at him, show him.
exactly. And
Yep.
I say at least a 2 week training where
Yeah.
you're on that grill with them for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I was trained like that. I've never worked before in an environment in a hotel, like, check in or anything.
Yeah.
And I never even knew how to use a computer because they were like a new coming up in 80s, whatever. So I was like, I needed a job, and I'm like, okay, let me, how hard is it can you to check in people, and check them out when they check in. So I went there, and then this owner, he's like, okay, so this is she's going to train you and everything else, so she should show you everything what you need to know. I'm like, okay. So I showed up to work, and she showed me. The next day she didn't show up to work, and I'm like, what do I do? Then he gave me numbers, like, to him and to another person that worked an afternoon and everything else, and he said, oh, if you need any help, then you just either call me or call this lady and everything else, so they should help you. So I called this lady, she didn't answer. So I called him, and I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm doing here because I think I made a mistake because I've never used this computer. I don't know what to do. And I forgot. And she's not here. She didn't come in. He's like, yeah, because you have to work by yourself now. Because she trained you yesterday. I'm like, yes, she did, but I forgot. Like, am I doing this right? And he's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm in Florida on vacation with my family. I'm like, oh, what do I do? You'll be fine. So just take
And
a deep breath and you'll be fine. And from that point, I worked there 8 years and I run this shit. I was doing his paperwork, all this stuff and everything else, and keep up with the maids and everything. And I'm like, how did I got this thing warped into?
right, what it was basically because of the simple fact that he was a shit boss, shit owner. I'm on vacation with my family in Florida. You worked what, one day by yourself on the
Yeah.
computer? And
No,
it
I
was
worked one day with the girl that she helped me, and then the rest of it, I was on my own.
right. What fucking training is that?
Yeah.
You need more training than just one day. I am sorry. There
Right,
are
because,
people that remember everything,
yeah,
but
no,
then
and
there are people
especially
like me who you
when
could
you
tell
tell
me 5 times,
someone,
unless
yeah,
I'm doing it over and over and over and over and over again. I do
uh
not
huh,
know how I'm doing my shit.
yeah. Which is that's why, like I told them, I said I've never, checked in people like to enter anybody in a computer. I don't know. I just use usually, like, because the kids had a computer when we got them, and they would use it for school, so I knew how to, look at stuff or whatever, but I didn't know what to, steps to do, because there's, like this page that you have to enter this information, and then this page is for taking the money.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, what do I do? And I'm like freaking out. And then he's like, when he came back and he checked it, because like he would always like took all like a once a week all the reports. So then he came back. He's like, "Oh, you did a pretty good job. You didn't miss nothing, and you weren't even short or nothing. You did great." I'm like, "Okay, so now what do I do?" And he's like, "Now I'm going to show you how to do the report once a week." And that's what I was doing after that. And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me!" So every
I hope
time,
he paid you well.
well, he was really like after that, and he actually let me to bring the kids to work, because Lawrence and Kyle grew up at my job under my desk. So that he actually did look out for everything, and for Christmas he always gave me a very nice gift for the kids, and then he also gave me a bonus for me. And he always said, buy this for the kids. And he's like, I know I might sound like I was a shit, like a boss or whatever, this and that, but I knew your background. Polish people don't give up, so I knew you'd be fine. And I'm like, how did you know? I've never used a computer in my life, but you figured it out, didn't you? I'm like, well, did I have a choice? There was nobody to be called and nobody even next to me, and you were in Florida.
But wait. What has now thinking about that into the aspects of now? All except for you asking me one question, you figured out how to get onto here by yourself.
Hmm.
Mom knows how
So,
to get onto here by herself, and a
right.
praxis taught her.
Right. Which is like there's certain level of things that that is not so bad, and as long as you do it, and not too difficult and everything else. Because the same way I taught myself how to use the computer to keep track of my kids, because they thought they were smarter than me, because like these chats that they had on the bottom and everything else, like the chat rooms,
Yeah,
whatever, with anybody, because they knew that I didn't know nothing about a computer, so they're not going to know. So I was
exactly.
like, I was curious, because on the bottom there was these little lines, and there was all different names and everything. I'm like, what are people doing? Oh, we doing homework, because were timed that they had to use the computer, that they were not allowed to do, and everything else. So I told them, I said, nope, you're not doing your computer. You're talking to these kids, and they were like, what? How do you know? I ain't that stupid. I know how to read. I taught myself how to read English, so I can figure that shit out too. So then after that, they couldn't do nothing, because they knew I would figure it out.
Well, exactly, and that's the thing. Uh, I mean, they want you to be self-sufficient, but now, like, if my
Right.
son were to go get a job, it would take repetitive.
It would take a minute. Someone would have to be next to him to kind of help him, to give him prompts like, hey, now you do this, or now do that, or that's how.
Right, he'd have to have almost like a para with him at all
Mm-hmm.
times because him doing his chores. Roy actually came in and yelled at, was not really yelling, just upset, because he made ramen last night and left the lid off the butter.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you leave lid off butters with dogs?
The dog eats it.
Exactly.
That's how our dogs are too.
And it's just those little things like he would forget to, like, you got to
Right.
give him step by step instructions.
Yes,
He's
they need a
16
step
years
by step.
old. He knows how to cook and clean, but it's,
The
I got
prompts
my
need to be
food,
given.
I'm going to go eat, and I'll forget everything else.
Right. Which is, that's how like our kids, when they had a job, because Like they all started. So they worked at Jew as a bagger, then they work at the fast food, and this and that. So, and I always told them, I said, when you go to an interview, I want you to let them know that you might need help if someone would be there to ask. Not necessarily that they have to be standing next to you or doing anything, but you need help. So, like someone to correct you. Let's say if you were doing something, so at least someone say, hold on, you got to do this way or this way. And then the routine, as long as you're going to do it and do it, then you're going to learn that this is the way you do it. So yeah,
Exactly.
they did have, because like I said, our four kids have that, they have ADHD, and so they distracted
Well,
very easy and everything. So they always had to, even till this day. Like Matt is a security guard. So he goes to work and he gets distracted because, like, security, so you just have people coming in. So he starts talking with people and this and that, instead of not being distracted talking to these people because there is a line that he has to pass everybody. Hurry up, keep on going. No, he has a conversation with them.
which I was a security guard and I did the same exact thing. So,
Yeah. So,
and Roy
and I
did
told
too.
him,
Like he would clock everybody as they were going through while he was having a conversation.
yeah.
But at the end of it, like they were offering. Okay, so like they had the workers lunches that they gave,
Hmm.
or like at Christmas time they ordered
Right.
dinner for all of the workers, but upstairs, the upstairs people had this fancy dinner. Do you think, where do you think they would take Roy to go get food? Now, remind you, he wasn't even supposed to be in the products because we were a separate, different company.
Right.
They would take him upstairs to get all the fancy food because of the simple fact that he was such a great worker. He talked to everybody.
He talked, yeah, like he interacted with people, and that's how
Right,
Matt is. And I told him, I said, you need to pay attention because you have to check these trucks, because, like, the truck drivers, they go to the facility and then get out. If you make a mistake and something is not right, then you let them in or let them go, and then what? So I'm like, you have to slow down a little. He's like, yeah, I talk to myself. Like I tell myself, now you have to do this. So I go and I check everything. And then if the person says something, then we have a conversation. I'm like, okay.
well, see, and that's the thing, like especially in security guards, is security guards get the blunt end of everything because somebody
Hmm.
goes in or somebody goes out, they're not supposed to and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yep.
And it's
And why did
like,
you let him in? Why did you do that? Why didn't you check this? So
right.
yes, it is a lot of responsibility.
Well, now we had trailer check. Well, people were coming up to the gates. You were only allowed to check your trailers an hour before or hour after.
Hmm.
Plus, you had to check all these people in. Plus, you had to open the gate for all of the trucks that are coming in, check in
Right.
all the trucks. It's
Yeah.
like this shit don't work. Trucks
Hmm.
are not. We went in and Roy and I went in and talked to Joey and Maria, and we're like, this shit ain't working. We have three
Right.
different jobs we're supposed to be doing at the same goddamn time.
Hmm. Because you have to check the work, you have to make sure you check the driver's license of the driver, you have to check the back of the tractor, whatever, you have to
Right.
do all that. Yeah.
So you know what we did? We finally came to a compromise. We could do the trailer checks an hour before the people were coming.
Hmm.
If a truck was coming and we seen a truck, we were to throw the paper out, and if they did not sign their in, just write out on the piece of paper, had trailers from this time to this time, and anybody that was not clocked up but they were clocked in there
Inside, yeah.
would get in trouble
Right.
because that was, they sat down and told everyone exactly what they were supposed to be doing.
Right.
So it took a lot of stress off of us, but we were the brunt end of it because we were getting yelled at from six different directions. And it's like, what the fuck do you want us to do? Do you want us to check trucks in? Do you want us to do our trailer checks? Or do you want us to check your people in?
Right.
Well, then when COVID hit, it was, we had to take their temperatures.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you
So
want us to take your temperature, You want us to do all of this stuff. We got 400 people coming in at a time.
Yeah.
And you want us to do all this shit. If
Yeah.
A shift
Everything
was
is,
horrible, B shift was no fucking thank you, C shift any day of the week.
yeah.
A lot of people actually fell asleep except for me. I was always the one on the run. Because I don't sleep at night.
Right.
I was, night shift was easy. You go do
Yeah.
your trailer checks, you check people in the morning, and you check
Mm-hmm.
people in at night. Easy
Right.
peasy. Now, the only thing you have coming in is 4 trucks.
Right.
And you know those trucks, you just call them in, hey, Sanders is here, and boom. And
Yeah.
say, hold them back or let them in. They were bobtailing it
Right.
nonetheless, so they didn't have a trailer coming in.
Yeah.
I got it to the point where Joey would radio out, all right, he's taking this trailer, it has this tag, just double check it. All right,
Right.
he has this trailer with this tag, good to go, out the gate. Close the gate, in comes another one. As I'm checking people in, I'll be sitting there with both clipboards. Because you could see who was coming in as they were leaving, and the more people you recognize coming in,
Right. Then you check off and everything else. Yeah.
exactly,
So you get used to it. But like I said, the customer service, sometimes people are being overlooked and being taken advantage of because they being yelled at, they being blamed at, and everything else. But also, it starts from somebody else to train them to be better
exactly.
and to look over, hey, no, you don't do this or you do that, instead of like everybody's coming at you and then you're like, what did I do wrong, you know?
Mom, Braxis's mom, I'm sure you have some great stories about customer service when you were working.
Oh, yeah. I had a lady that let her children come up and mess a whole table of stuff up that I had just folded, refolded for the fourth time.
Oh my gosh.
And I had said something to those kids and made them sit down until their mother come. What are
Yeah.
my kids sitting on the floor for? I said, because they don't know how to behave
Yeah,
in a
that's it.
store.
Yep.
Well, my kids behave perfectly well. Well, how did you know? Did you know where they were at and what they were doing? Well, no.
Then
I
you
said,
didn't pay attention to
exactly.
them. Yep. You
I said,
didn't.
it's not my job to watch your children.
Uh-huh.
It is up to you to watch them. And
Amen to
those
that.
children come running up to me when mom took them, and each one of them gave me a hug and
Well,
said
there
they
you go.
enjoyed it.
There you go. Because you showed them something that maybe their mother didn't.
9 chances out of 10, it was love and compassion, and you know, because if I'm sorry, if you walk into a store and your kids are running loose and you're not paying attention to them, 9 chances out of 10, they're not getting that much compassion at home either.
Right, because they need attention, and that's what they do stuff out to act out so they can get attention from someone else.
Well,
Exactly.
when we lived at Grayling, or was it Roscommon? Well, anyways, my brother and his wife and their two boys come up to see us for the week, and they stayed with us. And we went to Gaylord to the store to pick up some stuff. Her kids went through, put their arm on a glass shelf, and cleared that thing. My boys
My
went
God.
behind them, picking stuff up and setting it back up on the shelf.
Oh my God.
And I told the boys, I said, you kids grab each other's hands and you stay hooked to my cart. You do not move from it.
Yeah.
I said, if you do, we're going to the bathroom. And the one asked my son, what are we going to do in the bathroom? She's going to whip your tushy.
That's it.
for not
That's what
minding.
you get.
And we started home. And the one started kicking the back of my seat. And I told him 3 times. I pulled the car over. I got out of the car, went and got a switch. I come back to the car. I got him out of the car and I hit him 3 times on the butt.
Yep.
Not the legs, but the butt.
Hmm.
And put him back in the car. He said, Aunt Carol, I'm sorry for not listening.
Well, there you
And I
go.
said, you should be. You are old enough to know you have to listen. Their mother told me to spank their butts
Yeah.
because they weren't listening to her.
There you go.
Amen to that. And that's the thing. A lot of, like, I can send my kid anywhere, and he's a perfect fucking angel.
That's right.
He comes
But
home, it's hell on wheels. And I was talking with somebody who works with special needs kids. I'm like, I don't understand it. When he's at home, he's a total different person than when he's out and about. And they go,
that's right.
think about it. They're out and about. They're trying their hardest to maintain a good behavior. So when they
Yes.
get home, it's time to release all that stuff.
That's their comfort zone that they can do whatever
Right.
they can. Yeah.
Well, at that point in time, it's like, you know what? Go grab a stick and go outside and beat up a tree.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's what he started doing was going. He started getting anxious and whatnot, and he just started go beating up trees. And
Yeah.
I told him, you can go do that as long as you're safe doing it out and about. And
Yeah.
there's times where, like, when we're on vacation, because Roy don't always come with us because we have 5 dogs. So
Yeah.
there's times that it's like, you need to go release some steam. There's a tree, there's a stick, nobody's around. Beat the hell out of that tree.
Yep.
He's not harming the tree.
Right.
He's
But
not
if you
harming.
would hit somebody else, then he's getting in trouble.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is that when you're out with people who are of special needs and they act like perfect little angels, they're going to go home and raise hell.
Uh-huh.
Well, I worked at the health department in West Branch for a while. There was this little girl that come in with her mom, and the mother didn't know exactly what to do to quiet her down. I went and got some colors and some pictures, and I told her, color me a picture. Well, she wouldn't do it unless I sat down on the floor with her, and I colored a picture. So I sat there and I colored this picture, and she colored one. Then, when it was time for them to leave, she wouldn't go out. She threw a fit, slapped her mom and everything. And I said, "Honey, what's wrong? You come too."
There you go.
She wanted
She
me to
liked the
cut her
attention.
out and put her in the car, so I did it.
Yeah.
And the mother told me, she said, ma'am, she said, I've never seen her act like that before in my life. She said, you two just clicked.
Right.
And I said, well, what's wrong with her? Well, she had cerebral palsy, ADHD, OCD,
Yeah.
and that little girl was just damn sweet as sweet could be. And she gave me a hug and a kiss before I got away from her.
Aw.
Yeah.
And the
Because
mom went
she,
in and told the nurses inside, next time I bring my daughter here, you make sure that lady is here.
yeah,
My
see,
daughter loves her.
yeah, because you gave her attention and she was comfortable with, and she behaved the way she could. That's it.
Well,
Exactly.
they went and took pictures of us, and while I was coloring with her and stuff, and put it in a magazine
Hmm.
for healthcare workers.
Right.
Which shocked daylights out of me. Didn't ask her nothing. He just did it.
Right. You know, that
And
sometimes,
that's the thing with healthcare workers and social service agencies and all of these things is they automatically see issues of the child, like, oh well, this child, they come into a house and they see a mess, right?
Yep.
What they don't see is
it's pre-recording.
What?
It's
pre-record,
pre-recording
dad.
for Sunday.
Yep.
Well, what are you guys talking to me for?
Because why'd you come here? I'm
I just
talking.
got home from work. Oh, hi, wife. I had a great fucking day from work. It's been fucking fabulous. People fucking drive me fucking crazy at work. Hi, wife. How was your day, Dad? My day was fine. Did everything go well? No, everything didn't go well. Calm down. No, yes, no. See, 10 more questions.
I love it.
I fucking
No,
love it.
go see your way out so I can done talking to the ladies, and then you can talk.
Okay.
I love it.
I love when dad interrupts. It's so funny. It's so cute because
Yeah.
he loves that mom gets this time with other people.
Uh-huh.
Because let's face it, being an at-home mom, you don't get a lot of time with other people. So this is the
No.
time
I
interaction
know.
with other people.
Oh yeah.
And of course, he has to come interrupt just because he's dad.
He needs to
Just
show
because
himself
he
to the world.
can. Yep.
All right, should we end it here and we will start another discussion? I think next week we should talk about really hone in on like social services and how they deal with children and
Okay.
families because I have some great stories and I have some horrible stories.
I have a
So,
story too.
Okay. So yeah,
right.
we can do that.
So next Sunday, and I will remind you, Mom.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Do you guys have any final words?
Well, have a wonderful day, and I hope everybody enjoys this, and I hope that everybody can learn something from it. So that's always my thing that I would like to someone to see that there's people out there that care.
And there's more people out there that care than what you know about.
Hmm.
And
Amen,
I
Mom.
love you all.
All right.
And thank you for having me.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
We love y'all. Have a great day.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
day. Bye.
What the fuck is this piece of shit? I'll get you, bitch!